I wanted to write a young adult novel because I feel like that's an audience that I personally am passionate about. I feel like young girls in particular are going through that transition into adulthood, and there's a lot of self-doubt, there's a lot of insecurity, there's a lot of self-acceptance issues when they look in the mirror at their reflection, and they don't necessarily feel good enough or that they measure up. And so it's always been my passion to connect to that audience. And with America's Next Top Model, I've connected with them. And I feel like Model Land is the next step in telling a story about self-esteem and self-doubt and expanding the definition of beauty. But with Model Land, there's a lot of candy and a lot of fun and even a lot of darkness as well. But the message is still there for young girls. But anybody can read it. So I'm always trying to tell girls that those things that are interesting and different are actually beautiful. Now, the fashion industry is positive and negative in the real world, not in Model Land, in Model Land too, but, where there's this body image and you have to be this super skinny thing to walk down a runway. Now, at the same time, the fashion industry also tends to like quirky, interesting, weird looks. And I think that had a lot to do with my success and my big forehead and my skinny ankles, but kind of bigger boobs and kind of a body that contradicted itself. I think it was kind of appreciated. But there were still struggles that I had, when I started to gain weight and fill out more. I had modeling agencies tell me that that designers in Europe didn't want to hire me anymore because I was too curvy. And so that was very painful for me. So I've lived through that. And then I lived through tabloids saying that I was a walrus and big and fat and disgusting. And I took that to heart because I had a lot of girls coming up to me saying, well, Tyra, if they're calling you a walrus, I weigh 20 pounds more than you, so what am I? And I felt like I needed to say something. And so I told the world to kiss my fat ass. Model Land to me is a next step of that, to kiss my fat ass, my skinny ass, my dimply ass. And when I say me, I mean young women, young girls that all have these issues and that people are telling them that they're not good enough. And there is beauty in all of it, even in the dimple in your butt, honey. You have to find beauty in that. And if you don't, sure, put a spank on and suck it up and accentuate something else that you feel proud of. That's what I do because I got dimples in my butt. This is something that I've worked on, and I thought it was just, I don't know, you forget that this is going to touch people, and people are going to be excited about it, and they're going to read it, and it was really difficult, writing it, and I didn't know I was going to cry. Ah! But that was really touching to see that and to see the support, especially for something new. I'm new at this. I've never written a book before, and not a fiction book before, and that really touched me.